Okay, hi all. Welcome to Gardening with Joel. We just finished making, or I just finished making the peach jam. Now we're doing a gardening video. We're not going to touch on the flowers. They're hanging on their own. I really need to get out there and weed. However, because I'm having severe pain in my left side, my doctor told me take it easy and making the jam. I'm definitely not going to be picking weeds today. I wanted to start with these things. And most of you who have been watching my gardening videos know that these are my eggplants. What you may not know is I actually bought these early on in June, hoping I would get eggplants out of them. And they just weren't, they were very slow. They did not want to grow. They just kind of chilled out on their own. Well, ever since I repotted them, and I actually thought I killed them at one point, they've been doing surprisingly really well. A matter of fact, this one over here is starting to flower, has a flower bloom, and I'm in shock that my eggplants are doing so well. Now my cilantro. This is what's left of the cilantro plant. He actually flowered seeded, and I'm okay with that. I'm not a cilantro eater. I don't use cilantro in a lot of my recipes. So if he dies, he dies. I'm not going to cry over that. My parsley is doing really well. My rosemary and my lavender are still doing really well. And excuse the laundry on the line, where if you watch my Cooking with Joel videos, you'll understand that my dryer was on the fritz since Friday, and my husband just fixed it today, so it's going. Now, onto the vegetable garden. I have my first really weird cucumber. He's coming in kind of strangely, but I've got another one right on top, and they're doing pretty good, as actually are my eggplants. And I've got one growing back there. I've got one on here, one on there. So I have at least 3 eggplants. Plus I have one way in the back and one right here. So I have 5 eggplants right now that are trying to grow. My beans are doing remarkably well. I'm getting a lot of beans off of them. Unfortunately, I still have not gotten enough to can, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting enough this year to can. My tomatoes, there is new front on the tomatoes. My tomatoes are actually starting to ripen, and you can see this one right here has changed from the dark green he was to now a more yellowish green, which means that he's starting to process to go into red. So I will be having tomatoes soon. My lettuce is just growing like a jungle, and I need to actually come out here and make salad with the lettuce. I just haven't been feeling up to cooking the last couple of days, so I've been taking it easy. Now my zucchinis, I have one zucchini there, and you won't see the other one. The other one is kind of hanging in the back, but I've got zucchini that are growing. Unfortunately, the last time we talked, I have no new development on the squash, and it's looking less and less likely this year like I'm going to have squash. As a matter of fact, I think my cucumbers are overtaking my squash, so squash may not happen this year. My cabbages are doing really well, as you can see. I don't think certain of these, I don't think are going to produce because they're too crammed in there. And next year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out this entire space, and I'm going to put a much larger vegetable garden, especially for like cucumbers, tomatoes, zucchini, squash, maybe throw a melon patch in there because my husband and I love melon. And then my herbs will stay in the smaller garden over there. I think that's the goal that I'm going to go for next year. Everything else has been doing remarkably well. My peppers, however, let me sit down for a minute because I'm a little bit hot. It's 81 degrees outside, but I've been standing in front of a hot stove for the better part of an hour and a half, peeling and making the peach jam that you guys hopefully are watching in conjunction with the gardening videos. But My peppers this year, my green, red, and yellow peppers are just not doing anything this year. I have one lone yellow pepper, and I don't think he's really small, and he's been small for quite a while. I don't think he is getting enough sunlight where he's at. The other one, some of my red peppers are too close to my beans, and I think my beans just have overshadowed them so that they're not getting any sunlight that they need to produce. So I don't think this year is going to be my year for peppers. Tomatoes, yes. Beans, yes. Eggplant, yes. Zucchini, if I get the 2 zucchinis, I'll be happy. And cucumbers. Those are going to be the biggest. Oh, and my lettuce. I forgot about my lettuce. And of course, my herbs. My basil looks wonderful. And I'm thrilled with how big my basil is. The other stuff was kind of just a trial by error. I've never had much success with planting herbs, although this year all of my herbs seem to be doing really, really well, with the exception of maybe my Italian parsley. And that might be just because it's not getting enough sunlight, and I've probably been watering it too much. Tonight I'm gonna go water the garden later on. I'm gonna do both the front and the back. We did have rain Friday. We had a humongous rainstorm Friday night going into Saturday, and a little bit of rain on Saturday. But it's been dry Sunday, and it's been dry today, and our next chance of rain is Wednesday. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the gardens later on today. So that was your weekly update on Gardening with Joel. I hope you tune in. Tune in tomorrow for another Cooking with Joel video. If you follow me as I go through my cooking videos, I'm glad to have all of you guys. If you guys are just following me for my gardening videos, right now I'm posting usually 1 or 2 videos a week, depending on the weather and what's growing in my garden. So, thanks for tuning in. Tune in next time for a Gardening with Joel video.